Hi everybody at Reddix. We are going to do a bowling lesson today, but first we are going to do our stretching. So, kind of like last time and what you've been doing, we're going to start with our arms. So go ahead and take your arms, do small circles. And then the other arm, small circles. And then maybe take their wrist. You can rotate their wrist just a little bit. You know, both ways. Not too much. Just enough. And the other one. There you go. And then if you can maybe try lifting them straight up until you get that resistance. You can do both, or it's okay to just do one at a time. Try to hold it for a few seconds. Maybe let it down. Shake it just a little bit. And then lift it up again. Go. And again, if they can go all the way up, let them go all the way up, but don't force it. And then the other arm, same thing, up, lifting it up. When you feel that resistance, go ahead and stop. Hold it there for a couple. And then down. And then up again. Same thing on this side. They can go all the way up. Sweet. All the way up. If not, that's okay. Again, just where you feel that resistance at. Okay. All right. And then we're going to do some legs. So you can take their feet, whether they're laying down or they're in their chair. You can go ahead and try to rotate their ankles a little bit. Just kind of around. Just a little. Same with the other side. Get their ankles going. Maybe try to flex them a little bit, not too much because they have tight calves. Oh, and then that way. All right, and then the same with their legs. Their knees are bent. Just kind of try to bring them up and down as much as you can. Slow movements. Everything's slow. Telling them what you're doing, that you're holding there. This is my right, but if you're looking at me, it looks like your left. What leg, and that you're lifting it up and down. And then to the other leg, same thing. Up and down. Just so you're stretching it a little bit for them. Okay. So we want to make sure that we touch on all those body parts they're going to be using. So their hands, their arms, their lower legs, their feet a little bit. Again, if they can stretch on their own, you know, sometimes I know some of you guys will put your arms up and you'll stretch, or even if you want to stretch out to the side is good. Up this way, instead of up straight in front, you can go up out to the sides. Okay? You just want to get a good stretch in there. Make sure you get everything. It'd be great if they're laying on the ground. That way they can really stretch out. And then you can practice. You can try lifting their whole leg up and try stretching them that way. On both sides, again, just up the whole leg. It doesn't have to be completely straight. You can bend it a little, but you're trying to work the hamstrings in the back a little bit. But again, all the stretching that you do is going to be to, when you first feel that resistance, don't go past that. Just go ahead and stop, okay? So, now that we've stretched, we're going to do some bowling. Now we've done a lot of pushing and pulling. So that's kind of what we're doing today. We're going to be pushing, but let me show you how I've set it up. Now, this is kind of my makeshift bed because all my beds are messy. And this is the one we're getting rid of. So, what I've done is I put a pillow in between the two mattresses, so it kind of creates a little bit like a ramp. And you can do this if you have a table, that's great. If I don't have a long table to use, but if you have a long table, you can use that. And what I've done is I have my Gatorade bottles, and I have put bells around this one. And this one, it actually has some BBs in it, or marbles you could put in there. So just anything that makes noise. And a sock with wings on it. And then this guy actually has, let me show you, some playing dice from one of our games, from Yahtzee. Okay, so just something that's going to make noise when they hit it is all that you want. Oops. My Rainbow Bright warm up is coming off. Okay, so I have taken 2 towels and I have made kind of my lanes here so that it doesn't go off the edge. We want our kids to be successful. I have made it pretty narrow so that the ball for sure is going to hit one of these as it goes. So I also, underneath the blanket on the other end, I put like a piece of cardboard, something that was a little bit more flat because these were kind of falling over on the mattress. But again, if you have a table, that works great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to set these up. And I'll explain the strings in a minute. Okay? And if you want to use bright colors, I do have like shapes and stuff like this that you could tack on the front if you wanted to. But for now, we're just going to use what I have. So what you'll do is you'll take your child, your student, up to the edge of the bed, the front of the bed, or the edge of the table in their chair. If they're on the floor, that's okay. Have them sideways so they can at least see or look at what they're pushing at. And you're going to give them a ball. And again, it's kind of got this little pillow in here, so it'll go downhill a little bit. And all you're going to do is just have their hand on it and see if you can get them to push just a little bit, just enough to let go. Woo, so they got one, okay? And of course, you got to go get the ball back and bring it down here. Kind of I have volleyball, playground balls. The bigger the ball, obviously, the more successful they'll be in hitting them all down. Okay? You take this one and just drop it. Oh, I missed. More force, more force. If that's a problem, if it's not going all the way down, what you can do is I'm going to come under here and I'm going to slide my cardboard up. Oops. So it's a little bit closer. Okay? And then I can move these guys a little bit closer too, so it doesn't run out of oomph before it gets there. Oops. Now you have to remember, this is an old bed, so it's kind of dipping in the middle. So again, take this, and we just want to push so it knocks and they can hear that noise. Now, what I've done is, if you have this, if you have the time, this happens to be a bow staff that my daughter uses for karate, but it can be a broom handle or anything else. And I have just taped it along 2 chairs over the top. And then with the strings around, we just lift it up and tie it so it's hanging a little bit. Let me do that double to make sure it stays. There you go. Just has to be hanging just a little bit. Oops. And this way, it might take a little bit extra time of setup in the beginning, but what it'll save you from is having to go pick them up all the time and try to set them back up. And then you don't have to worry about the cardboard underneath, if it's stiff enough to hold everything. Just hang all these on here. The important part is that they hear that they're hitting them. They'll hear the noise, they'll see it move. And what I also added, I was able to find, I had more of them, but I was able to find one, this ball that lights up. So I'm going to slide it over. Okay. Now the good thing about this too is if the ball is not coming all the way down, we can just cheat and we can just move this forward. A little bit easier if you have somebody with you to move them at the same time. So move it a little bit closer. And then let me get the ball back. Okay. And same thing, now they're hanging. You don't have to reset them at all. And you just take the ball. Same thing, you're going to take their hand. They're going to need to push a little bit. You may need to help them push. If I just let go. Yeah. Oh, I did hit one. You could always, if you needed to, maybe get a second pillow. I can grab this blanket I have hiding over here. And I can just put this underneath also. Try to make it a little bit higher. That may help for those kiddos that don't want to push. Just put their hand on, let go, and then it runs into them. Okay? So So just so that they're seeing the movement, that they're hearing the sound when they hit it. Again, if they push with a little bit more force, you're gonna hear it a little bit more, okay? So this is our bowling lesson. I'm sorry I don't have a ramp for you. I do have my pool noodles, and you could try to, I thought about putting maybe the bow staff or the broomstick through the noodle so it would be a little bit stiffer. And then if you kind of attach that to their tray, and they might be able to roll it down that way, but mine wasn't working so well. So we adjusted and we did it like this. Again, I'm using what would be a bed if you have a long dining room table or something, but if you just set up some barriers and some targets for them and then just help them push, that's our bowling. So thank you for that, for listening, and I hope you have a good week. Talk to you later. Bye.